my old man brain couldn't keep up with everything that was going on through the whole thing. I think I would like this movie more on a rewatch.
I'm actually a little disappointed. Welcome back, everybody. I and John are alter ego brothers today.
That's right. I killed Andy.
He deserved it.
He wanted it, really.
And today, we're coming to talk to you about I Love Boosters. And before we do that, go ahead and leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Have you seen the movie? You want to talk about it a little bit? We're down for that. Without further ado, let's get into our scores. I can thoroughly say I did not expect for any of that to happen, but I was pleasantly surprised. I gave I Love Boosters a 10 out of 10. What a wacky movie. It's probably my softest 10 out of 10 that I've ever given, but I just couldn't find anywhere to be like, I did not like that part or they could have improved there. It's just overall, it's its own thing, and I literally just can't fault it for being that. It's really hard to describe if you've not seen the movie.
I gave it a 9 out of 10. It had a lot to say, but it kind of tripped over itself to say it to you, but I still enjoyed everything it had to say, and the style was beyond what most movies even try to do.
There you have it. Let's combine those scores together, and we get a 9 out of 10. What a movie. Where do we even begin here, John? The thing that we can talk about that's kind of skirting around the movie is what unfortunate timing for this movie to come out.
Yes, it had to battle quite a few things at the box office, and I didn't see where it landed, but I'm guessing not as high as Star Wars or Backrooms.
Yeah, between Backrooms and Obsession, which are just killing it right now. I think that if this had come out even a month earlier, we would be talking about it nonstop. But it is almost kind of like a stealth release just because it got sandwiched into some big surprises that maybe the filmmakers weren't quite expecting. I hope that I Love Boosters gets a very warm streaming video release welcome. It is a great movie.
I hope so too. I've watched everything else Boots Riley has done. I have seen Sorry to Bother You when it first came out, but I rewatched it again, and that movie holds up and has aged like fine wine, especially now that we live in a world where a trillionaire exists. I was definitely less surprised by some of the stuff that happened in this movie because I've seen what he's done in his other stuff, so it still caught me off guard in certain places. Like, I didn't think the demon part would happen that soon, but there we are. It usually waits until the third act until stuff starts falling off the rails completely, but in a good way.
Yeah, Lakeith Stanfield's whole character was just hilarious. I loved. He really did, and how they did like the wobbly camera on like focus on his eyes, and, and then everybody's just talking about it like it just happens. Oh yeah, he's a demon. Yeah. You probably just don't want to mess around with that guy, and then he keeps showing up over and over and over, and then that line that he had when she calls him a vampire, and he's like, well, not really a vampire, it's a demon. He's like, well, what's the difference? Well, that's like saying that you and Adolf Hitler are the same because you wear clothes.
I still think about that. It's like, I don't even know why it was in that Target.
It is very, very, very stylistic. It is dripping with it, so much so that I couldn't help but compare it to like Wes Anderson, especially when they were doing that police chase scene and they were going downhill. I was like, that's a Wes Anderson shot, like just right there. It's like infinitely sliding down this hill and they're backed out at the wide angle, and it's really hard for me to put into words what this movie accomplished and what it was about, other than fuck capitalism, which I'm about that shit. I like that. That's we're good there.
That's definitely a through line for like everything Boots Riley has done. And yeah, I agree. That car chase scene was great, especially the use of miniatures instead of cars, and you can kind of tell it was, but it adds to the charm of it.
It does.
Especially if Erica Andre's cameo with that was really great too.
With everything being so intentional and so purposefully shot, that's where I had trouble coming in and trying to find anything that I think it could have done any better, because I believe what was given to us was what was meant to be shown. I can tell you that even today, for 2026, I have not heard an audience laugh harder than at this movie. It was so funny. Keke Palmer, Taylor Page, and Naomi Ackie were hysterical throughout the entire thing. Not to mention Demi Moore coming off of The Substance and playing sort of a similar character. The scene where they're in her apartment and it's slanted sideways and Kiki's like desperately trying to get out. I just loved that whole aesthetic and what they were trying to do there. What did you think of the performances?
I thought the performances were really good. Keke Palmer and Demi Moore were both pretty standouts. I did want more from Sadie and Mariah, just from the writing. It felt like they didn't have enough to do and were kind of along the ride with Keke Palmer. Sadie had a great moment with Keke Palmer's character near the end that really built her character up well, but we kind of missed that too with Mariah. But the comedic performances were definitely top tier in this movie.
And I don't think that we could finish talking about this movie without a little bit hey hi ho, hey hi hey ho. Hey ho.
Hey, ho.
The soundtrack was epic. Admittedly, the soundtrack is kind of what got me into those Wes Anderson vibes, specifically like Fantastic Mr. Fox. Like it felt like it was channeling the same sort of energy there and was really on a roller coaster of wacky from the beginning. And it keeps bringing that theme back up, that hey hi ho, and every time something's about to go down.
Yeah, it had that same song build up with the similar lyrics, and then it gets bigger and bigger as the action snowballs and snowballs. Especially this movie, just everything starts to snowball near the end. It goes faster and faster and faster. You can the soundtrack really pushed that forward too.
Every time I think about a different part of this movie, I'm reminded about a different wacky part that just throws off my whole train of thought. And there's just so much to this movie that I can't possibly explain other than please go watch it. It'll all make sense later. Just go watch it.
It's so good, especially with a crowd of people who are just into it. It's such a fun time. Though, my one hiccup, which is what brought me from a 10 to a 9, is because there's just so much with this movie. It borderline feels overstuffed because my old man brain couldn't keep up with everything that was going on through the whole thing. I think I would like this movie more on a rewatch.
I'm actually a little disappointed that Andy didn't go see this one because I want to know what the fuck he thought about it. It probably would have pissed him off, to be honest. Man. And he would have been like, 1 out of 10. Worst movie I've ever seen.
Well, it's like when he gave Friendship a 4 out of 10. What the hell was that?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure he doesn't even know. But as always, don't just take our word for it. Let's see what the internet has to say. Audiences sat around a 7 out of 10, which is pretty surprising to me. I thought it was going to be maybe a little bit lower there, but we'll take it. We take those.
Yeah.
And then critic-wise, higher than audience, they're about an 8 out of 10. So since we're on the higher end, let's take a look at a lower review and see what this has to say. So this is a 1 out of 10, and the title is, What Did I Just Watch? This will be the only review I will ever publicly write about a movie. I know how difficult it to make a money, but I want my time and money back after sitting through that. This is all I have to say. In the beginning, I kind of saw a plot forming, but in the end, it takes such a left-hand turn that it doesn't land, at least for me, that I actually, in the very middle of the movie, started to feel angry at the act that at no point is any point to this movie, other than to complain about some rich woman. At no point did I connect with a simple person, and at no point was I entertained. The only reason I didn't walk out is because I paid for the ticket, and I respect the filmmaker enough that I will at least give them the respect to not walk out. But if you haven't figured it out already, I didn't like this movie much.
Well, at least I didn't walk out of it.
We have to reward that every time it comes up. Good job, reviewer. You did it. You made it through the movie. If you were a fan of the director, I don't know how you couldn't see something like this coming. If it's a Boots Riley movie, that it's going to be out there.
It's interesting that their negative review and our positive review could have the same title and still apply equally to both.
Anyway, thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. Thank you, John, for being here and for killing Andy. It was well past time that somebody just took him out.
My pleasure.
And remember, we're just two regular dudes
doing regular reviews.
Cat hair in my mouth while I was talking. Andy, don't put this in there.
Andy, if you're still alive, this might be kind of funny. But
hey, oh.
Hey, oh.